All right, everyone. Welcome back to DexFunko's Pop and Comics Sunday corner review. This is, I think, Ep.9 now. So yeah, um, it's been an interesting week. Obviously, yesterday was Free Comic Book Day. I wasn't able to participate. I had to get some stuff done, and I wasn't able to get to the any of the comic book stores. Really, I I really wasn't gonna go for any of the free comic books, really. So, uh, yeah, it feels like it would have been wasted on me and whatever. Uh, Obviously, they have more stuff than that going on, but there was really nothing that brought my attention to maybe want to go to one of the comic book stores for, especially down here, anyways. Um, so yeah, so I really didn't go out and get any books. I still got to pick up. I haven't gone this week to Corca to pick up my weekly pull list from Wednesday. So I'll probably swing by this afternoon after Game of Thrones and pick it up. We'll see. But yeah, so pop wise, I have something that's on the way. It was actually supposed to arrive here Friday, but unfortunately, it has not because FYE's shipping sucks. Everybody else has gotten theirs. I have not. So I guess I have to show that one off next week. But let me see, where is it at? Let's see. Okay, that's funny. So last week I had a due date of this week, and now it says not shipped. Interesting. I even had a tracking number. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but now it's scheduled for next week on Thursday. All right, so moving on. I did swing by Pablo's BTL Collectibles pop-up, little shop that he does at Cinebistro there in Dolphin Mall. If you're in Miami, he's there on the weekends usually. From what I gather, Friday afternoons after work is pretty much his time of getting there around 7. So he's pretty much in the little side right next to Cinebistro, the outside portion or the outside seating portion of Cinebistro. That's where you'll see his tables at. Uh, he has a bunch of pops. He brings stuff out, in case you're looking for anything. You can always go there. He has everything from Disney to Marvel to just about anything, really. So, but thanks to him, I was able to add this guy to my Marvel line. So I was able to pick up the number 4 in the Marvel line, the Blue Stealth Iron Man. So he's pretty much all blue, and obviously stealth. This is the Blue Stealth Mark suit. Let's see. As always, I am going to take them out and show them to you because that is what we do. Okay, which one's going to give today? There we go. So this is the Blue Stealth Iron Man. Let me fix his head so he's looking straight. Come on. I'm not gonna lie, he looks a little bit demonic with the red eyes. So this is Blue Stealth Iron Man from Funko Pop. Really happy to have him. Obviously, if you haven't seen Endgame, I wish you the best in trying to not get spoiled by it. I don't see how you're possibly not being able to watch it and not have any spoilers been seen already. Movie's been out for a week now. So yeah, so that's that one from thanks to Pablo that I was able to pick up. He's actually going to be going on this wall right here. I got to figure something out. I actually have a poll going in my Instagram story if I'm going to build my next wall, which will either be an X-Men wall or a Venom wall. The X-Men wall will include all of the X-Men pops that I have, plus future ones and some other stuff that I have coming on the way, like a couple of books that were CGC'd signed by Chris Claremont, or am I going to do a Venom wall? Now, this will help me in moving space around because obviously I'm running out of space. The more lines that Marvel releases, the more pops that come out, and I just don't have the space to keep up with them. So I am pretty much deciding whether I am going to get rid of a few lines, movie lines, pretty much, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Gameverse lines, the Captain Marvel lines, the Thor Ragnarok, Into the Spider-Verse, things like that. So I got to figure it out. I'm still debating. I think the first ones that are going to go, though, are the non-Marvel ones, which I have below this shelf, which you can see down here alone. Where is it? Right here, I have the 4 Game of Thrones dragons. I have a few Jim Lee things right over here. I think those are going to be the first ones to go before I touch anything Marvel. I just got to make room. It's just I'm running out of room and I need to make it. And unfortunately, some pops are going to have to suffer. So some pops are going to head out. Hey, Comic Geek. How's everything? So some pops are going to head out. So I got to figure that one out. Yeah. I just don't have the space for them anymore. Really, really don't. Yeah. So too many pops, not enough space. I need like an extra room with like a 40-foot wall. So Comic Geek, it's funny you say that. The Think Geek here in Miami, they can't get rid of theirs. They have so many of them that they have them on sale now for $24.99. Yeah, I know you're. Where is it that you're at again? Is it? I want to say Australia or I forgot now. So you're in Scotland, okay? Well, let me see how much we could figure out how much shipping is, and we could get you the Catwoman. That's not really a problem. They have enough of them that, yeah. So this is the one that I picked up from my pre-order, I think, Geek. And this is the Far From Home Spider-Man stealth suit. The regular one where the things don't open. The Target one, I think, is now I'm starting to think I may just cancel some of them. But yeah, with space becoming an issue and things like that, I may just start keeping only the exclusives and collecting only the exclusives, but we shall see. Let's see. Can I get this sucker open? There we go. This is a pretty dope pop. You can see his whole entire little suit. Now the other one, the Target one, I think, his eyes actually flip up. So yeah, that should be pretty neat once they do it or release it. I don't think it's been put out yet. Comic Geek, I gotta find out how much it is to ship stuff to you. Because if I know I can get you Well, I mean, obviously it'll be cheaper for you to get it um, from somebody obviously over there closer to you. I really don't know what the shipping price would be. Doesn't hurt to find out though. So I'll check out the measurements on the box. I'll see how much it would weigh, and I'll find out how much it would cost to ship it. And if you really want it and you want to pay for it, yeah, that I know. I know the 10 inches are kind of hard to get outside of the US. Very few places get the 10 inches. Yeah, the Spider-Man Green Goblin, which you can see right there. He's actually a really good looking pop. Yeah, so the Spider-Man Noir one, the Spider-Ham one was Walgreens over here, and Spider-Man Noir was Walgreens as well, even though they had a regular one. But yeah, I actually don't have Spider-Ham. That's the only one that I'm missing from Into the Spider-Verse. Actually, I have all the other ones except for Spider-Ham. We gotta figure something out, comic. So pops wise, it really wasn't a lot. By the way, obviously, thank you, Janet from Think Geek Miami. Appreciate the phone call on the pre-order, and I'll be waiting for the other ones. But this week was actually more of a comic book day, or comic book week, really. My buddy 37 Saves, Richard, which he goes by 37 Saves on Instagram. He's always doing great sales and things like that, and well, he ships great. So this actually all came out of that big box that you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post the other day. He did send me a couple of freebies with it, so that should be interesting for me to share with you guys. And let's see. So the first one up, we have, and by the way, I love this cover. I always have. I know this book doesn't really have any significant meaning, but for me, the cover, I've always liked how he looked on this cover. And it's Amazing Spider-Man 347. And this is actually one of the freebies that Richard has sent me. So really, really happy to have that one added to my Spider-Man run. Next up, this is, let's see. So next up, you have the Amazing Spider-Man 410. And so he was actually able to get me all 4 parts of the Web of Carnage. Obviously, that includes Amazing Spider-Man 410, which is the first appearance of Spider Carnage, which is Ben Reilly being possessed by Carnage. And this cover is great, and I cannot wait to get the pop that comes out now in, well, I think it's supposed to come out now shortly. I think the Spider-Man Carnage pop comes out now. I think it was AAA Anime or something like that had it. I pre-ordered it. I'm just waiting for it. So let's see what happens. But I cannot wait for that pop to arrive. It looks really, really good, and everything. So let's see. Next up is Amazing Spider-Man 658. Now, 658, I'm not going to pronounce his name. It's Javek. I don't really know. But this cover features Spider-Man's future Foundation costume, which actually was debuted, if I'm correct, in Fantastic Four #1 of Volume 3 or 4. Don't really remember. But really neat costume. I wish they would do one of these in Funko Pops, because, yeah. Let me see something. Okay. Yeah. So, Comic Geek, I really don't have a PlayStation. I almost bought a PlayStation just to get and play Spider-Man. But I decided not to. I didn't just. If I start playing, I have a very when it comes to video games, I have a very addictive personality, so I will stay playing for a very, very long time. Um, I went through it once. I kind of stopped. Now I'll play every once in a while with my Nintendo Switch, but that's it. So the Spider Punk is actually already making stores. I pre-ordered mine. The Ghost Spider. That one I have not heard about. Which one is that one? It's not the spider, the spirit spider, is it? Because I have the spirit spider, which came out a while ago. Which is this guy. Okay, yeah. So that's actually the spirit spider. So, but yeah. Yeah, so now I'm just waiting on the Spider Punk. Uh, and listen, you don't need to be sorry. It almost reminded me of Ghost Rider, and mixing in with, I don't know. Lately, Ghost Rider's gone to everything. So, but yeah. So, hey, Giuliano. So continuing with the books, as you guys obviously know, yeah, Spider Punk looks really cool. He looks just like the comic book, which makes it even funnier. In Edge of Spider Verse, I picked up that book. Once I saw that they were making the pop, I went back and I picked up a good cover with Spider Punk because I had to have it to be able to match them together with it. Hey Rod, yeah, I know. I actually joined in right before starting. I was gonna say something, but then it would have extended conversation, and I needed to jump over here and whatnot. But I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, so don't worry. So yeah, just going over for those that caught up. I actually just moved over to the comic book, so the only thing you've really missed is Amazing Spider-Man 347. These are the books that I picked up from my buddy Richard, which he kind of tends to sell on Instagram a little bit. He doesn't have much of a YouTube, but just to watch. Yes, Comic Geek. Yes, I'm waiting for that one because I think I like that one a lot better than some of the Edge of the Spider-Verse ones when the whole Spider-Geddon was going on and things like that. So, but we'll see. So this is another book that he actually gifted me. My buddy Richard. This is Batman versus Spawn. Now, as we all know, I am not a very big DC fan. Um, I mean, I have 30 DC books, honestly, and those are mainly from my childhood. I kind of went away from DC for a long time, but it has Spawn in it. So I'm really, really happy that Richard sent this over to me. Because now I have Spawn beating up on Batman, I hope. Or they're fighting together, either one or the other. But it's Batman and Spawn War Devil. It's actually a pretty thick book. Let's see. Yeah, so obviously being a very big X-Force and Deadpool fan, and Richard knows this, he actually offered me a great deal on these four just because, and I didn't have them actually. So here we have Deadpool versus X-Force, number 1. We have Deadpool versus X-Force #2. Now this one's actually pretty cool because you have like all the miniature figurines and all the miniature people, and he's kind of playing with them. In his hand, I'm not sure who he has, but yeah. Deadpool versus X-Force #3. Him with the samurai look, which actually, I actually like Deadpool like that. And then you have Deadpool versus X-Force #4. So let me take these down, because obviously this is going to start getting very, very heavy. I was able to pick up Doctor Strange #44, which is actually the first full appearance of Sidorak. Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. Now, if you guys know, I am a very, very big Emma Frost fan. I like Emma Frost. I even got her Funko Pop signed by Chris Claremont, since he was one of their creators for her. So when Richard offered me the chance to actually get a good run of it, so I picked them up. So you have the first Emma solo series, so Emma Frost #1. You have Emma Frost #2. And I think that Greg Horn really did a great job on these covers. I can't wait to sit down and at least read the ones that I got. Emma Frost #3. Emma Frost #4. I think this is one of my favorite ones. Emma Frost #5. She's kind of sitting on the balcony chilling, with the Rolls Royce parked in the driveway. Emma Frost #6. Well, yeah, Giuliano. I mean, that's pretty much hindsight. Greg Horn is still going to be around, so yeah. But since I didn't get him till now, that kind of sucks. But yeah, Greg Horn is still around. He's still kicking, so I'm not really worried about getting him to sign him. But there'll be plenty of opportunities either at NYCC, and other places. You have, and then finally, Emma Frost #18. So obviously, I'm missing a few, but nice little run of it. Obviously, being a huge fan of Venom, when he gave me the chance, he offered me to get Ghost Rider and Blaze Spirits of Vengeance. But this one has actually Vengeance crossed out, which is #6, and it's Venom hanging upside down. Maybe hard to see. Let's see. So just because, so he gifted me this one as well, another copy of it. This is pretty much going to be my reader copy that I'll forever keep without ever getting graded or anything. Incredible Hulk 377, the A cover. We also have New Avengers, where Spider-Man officially joins the Avengers, and it's also the reintroduction of the Sentry. You know, there's been a few things floating around that I saw. Somebody did, well, I don't really know who did it, but they did a poster of what would be the New Avengers and then A-Force. It's actually pretty neat what they did. I saw it. It looked pretty dope. Actually, Giuliano, I think you sent it to me. Definitely interesting. I could only hope, but we shall see. At least for 2 years, we won't know a damn thing. So what's going to happen? And so he also gifted me this one. This is actually New Avengers 27. And so, if you saw my Instagram post the week that the movie came out, Endgame, you would have seen a Ronin pop with another Ronin, which is Ronin number 11. I mean, sorry, New Avengers number 11 and New Avengers 30. So, New Avengers 11 is the first appearance of the first Ronin, but that's Maya Lopez. New Avengers number 27 is the first appearance of the second Ronin, who later gets revealed to be Clint Barton, which is Hawkeye. Okay, which I love this cover. All that white, and then you have him in the bottom corner, and all of the ninjas and everything you want to call them. It kind of looks like Elektra, but I want to say it's Elektra, but not really sure. But and then New Avengers 30, which is the one that I had also, which kind of shows it looks almost like Doctor Strange is stabbed in the cover. That is where Clint Barton as Ronin joins the Avengers. So really happy to have this one as well. Been looking for that book for a while. So this is actually the Sensational Spider-Man, which is the Web of Carnage part 1 of 4. So the second one was the first book that I showed you, one of the first ones. So to kind of go back a little bit, I love Venom. I love anything that deals with symbiotes. Very big on symbiotes. Very big on Venom, Carnage, Toxin, you name it, Riot, all of them. So, like I mentioned, this is Amazing Spider-Man 410, which is the first appearance of Spider Carnage. Now, this is number 2 in the Web of Carnage story. Now, if you know, this year is supposed to be the Carnage era in comic books. There's a story coming out. I think it's called Absolute Carnage or something like that. Can't really remember right now. If Rod's still in the room, he can help me out, or Comic Geek. But here you have Sensational Spider-Man. This is the first part of the Web of Carnage. Then you have the third part. Which one is it? Yes. The third part, which is Spider-Man 67. And this is the third part of Web of Carnage. And the final part of Web of Carnage, part 4 of 4, is in Spectacular Spider-Man 233. All really nice covers, mainly pretty much with Ben Reilly and Carnage. Ben Reilly being possessed by Carnage. So, yeah. Now, thanks to Richard as well, I was able to finally get my hands on this book. I've been hunting for this book since the news broke that Morbius was going to be in the Black Widow movie that comes out next year. Now, we all know that's a prequel, so that's pretty much, I guess, probably retelling her story on how she became the Black Widow and everything going forward. But in Spider-Man 76, this is the first appearance of Crown, which is a villain for Morbius, or of Morbius, that's been confirmed to be in the movie as Levias Crown. And I really like the cover. So can't wait to read it. Actually, this one I've never read, so this was probably came out during my hiatus from comics. Then we also have the Mighty Thor, or Thor, Volume 1, 339. And this is the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill's hammer, the Stormbreaker. So, as we all know, Stormbreaker is the new axe that Thor has in Infinity War. So, pretty neat to have that. And this one I got just because the cover's pretty badass. This is Uncanny X-Force 5.1. Nothing really major in this issue, but that cover, that black and white kind of grayish of all the characters in the X-Force outfit is pretty badass. Who's texting? Nope. Something tweeted. He also sent me for free, or gifted me this nice little X-Force number 15, which is a classic X-Force Cable versus Deadpool storyline. I've read this one. I have another one, which I'm thinking about sending off to get CGC'd, but not really sure. And the final two are X-Forces. So this is X-Force number 9. I think this is volume 3 or volume 2. No, volume 3 or 4. Can't really remember right now. But what I do love is that they all say parental advisory. And then you see a little 12-year-old kid reading X-Force. And he also sent me, or I also picked up from him, another copy of X-Force Sex and Violence number 1. So that means that I now have 2 full sets of it. I'm probably going to take the better ones of the 2 sets, send them off to get graded so that way they're preserved and they stay the same. But yeah. So that's really it. Light week. I know I've had a lot more in the past, but it's a pretty light week today. We have Game of Thrones going on, so right now after I finish with it here, I'm hauling ass to my friend Anne-Marie's house to go watch it. Probably have dinner and watch Game of Thrones and see who survived, although we know. But there is something that I gotta rewatch. Thank you, Comic Geek. So there is something that I have to rewatch of Game of Thrones episode last week. I don't know if there's any Game of Thrones lovers in here. Giuliano, you don't count. I know you don't. You could care less about it. But there is something interesting that was kind of said, or that I read online about the last episode 3. So I kind of have to go back and rewatch that. I've been saying that I'm going to rewatch it since Wednesday when I read this, and I haven't been able to. So I'm finally gonna see if we rewatch it today at Anne-Marie's house real quick before obviously episode 4 starts. But we only have 3 episodes left of Game of Thrones, and with that said, thanks to Louis, Anne-Marie's husband, just in time for the movie. I mean, just in time for the TV show. He actually got me the White Walker bottle. This is the 1-liter bottle. If you actually read in the back, it says freeze for an icy, unexpected reveal. So you stick it in the freezer and something happens to the bottle. I'm not really exactly sure what exactly happens to it. So yeah, it really is a nice bottle, Claudia and Giuliano. So this bottle will not get cracked open until the final episode. So I'm going to keep it here. I haven't even put it in the freezer because I don't even want to know what happens. I kind of want to do that as a group with Anne-Marie and Louis to kind of do it all together, since they did buy me the bottle, and I've seen every single episode at their house with them. So not this weekend, not the following one, but the one after that, I will crack this sucker open and have a drink. I thought I heard something metal. And have a drink while we watch from this bottle. Would it be cheating if I should just show up on the last episode? Yes, it would be cheating. Yes, that would be cheating. So, with that said, it's a pretty light week. Not really much on the Funko Pop. A lot of stuff is still on pre-order. It's taking forever. Really, it feels like that, especially since I pre-ordered a lot of stuff in I want to say like February or January almost, and it's still like it hasn't been released anywhere, you know. So it kind of, I guess that's probably why I hate pre-ordering, because you have all the money out there and nothing's coming back. For the Walker Man. For which Walker, Johnny or White? That's the question. You know, for me, I mean, I'm a Scotch lover, and for me, my favorite Scotch is Macallan. Macallan 25. I'll always take that. I'll never say no. Buchanan's is really good, but Glenlivet to me is my number one choice. 12, 15, 25. I'll take any of the Glenlivets. Glenfiddich, yeah, I don't like 15. I actually like 12, and I think it's 18. I discriminate with the better scotches, yes. But we were all wondering if they actually have a different Walker in here, if it's gold, if it's white, or if it's regular black. So I'm not sure. But I'll let you know once I drink it, because it doesn't tell you really. Oh, that's funny. It actually says distilled, blended, and bottled north of the wall. After the fifth one, it's going down like water anyway. See, that's the difference. That's the difference that you see there. After the fifth one, Glenlivet still tastes better than everything else. I could have 8 Glenlivets. You give me a Johnny Walker, I'll tell you the difference. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Light week, like I said. So I'm going to get dressed, head on over to Aunt Marie's house. I'll probably be posting on Instagram. If you follow me there, you know what's going on. But yeah, thank you for joining, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. And Comic Geek, we'll talk. I know you were out because of that surgery and whatnot. I hope everything went well, buddy. But message me whenever you want on Instagram. We'll talk. And I'll see about getting you that Catwoman Jim Lee. Thank you, Giuliano. All right, Giuliano, Claudia, Comic Geek, Rod, if you're still on, not really sure, but thank you guys for joining. Always a pleasure. And we'll talk again next week, same time, same back wall, hopefully. Maybe different comics. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Enjoy your day. Let's see.